Hi. Okay, so I'm sitting here because I have decided enough is enough. I'm going to quit vaping. I've got my reasons. I started smoking early, about 11, 12 years old. I'm 51. I successfully gave up smoking for about the fifth time when I was about 37, when I fell pregnant with my daughter. And I was successful. Yeah, I gave up smoking full time. I gave up smoking full stop, and went through pregnancy. And then for a further 18 months, I didn't touch a cigarette. Um, but one night I went out and had a glass or two of wine, and my friends were smoking, and I thought it would be fine to have a cigarette. So I did. And I had more than one cigarette. In fact, I had quite a few. Luckily, the next day, I woke up feeling quite and decided that, no more, blah, 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 until the next time I had a glass of wine. And this routine carried on. I would only have a cigarette or two with a glass of wine, or when I went out. I still didn't go back to full-time smoking, but same as when I was smoking, I got to that point where it was just it was horrible. I never liked the smell of it anyway, but I got to the point where the taste was just disgusting. My chest was, felt like it was caving in. It felt very, painful. I was coughing, I was bringing up gunk, etc. Anyway, I got to that point when I was, occasionally social smoking, they call it. Social smoking's fine, darling. I got to that point with the smoking, and then the e-cigarette came along. This is slightly smashed up. I shall go into that in a minute, as you can tell. I found the e-cigarette, and that was just great. I was still putting this thing to my mouth, and so when I was having a glass of wine, I was doing this. I started off very small, 3 milligrams of nicotine, and that seemed to substitute, and it was acceptable. It's like, yeah, this is fine, this is healthier, it's fine. Yeah, that was 4 years ago. Started off just the social vaping, having a glass of wine now and again. But then I went back to full-time work, and I started vaping in the mornings when I was having a coffee. All this time thinking my daughter didn't know I smoked or vaped. Don't ever discredit them. They know more than what they let on. So that's how vaping started. And before I knew it, about a year or a year, 14 months down the line, I was vaping all the time, at lunch breaks, night times, etc., etc. I did try to reduce it at times, but I was quite unsuccessful because vaping is very, very addictive. I found it more addictive than when I was smoking. Crazy, I know. But yeah, it was crazy, I was just, and there was this whole thing about this, this whole, I'm taking it in, getting this, I started off a little tiny thing and went to these big, where they just hit the back of your throat and gave out this enormous cloud. So that was a big part of the attraction for vaping for me. But then I decided, it was kind of making me feel really dizzy. And this whole plume, this whole amount of vape that was going in. So I went down to a tiny one, small one. And I thought, that's a lot better. I'm hardly getting anything in. But I've got to say that I completely was ignorant, and to the fact that I was getting headaches. I was feeling dizzy. I was feeling quite lethargic. I was feeling anxiety, lying in bed at night when I was reading. I all of a sudden would feel this overwhelming, this awful feeling like my heart was going and racing. I was thinking, must be age, or, maybe I've had a stressful day. But no, it isn't. And I have been given excuses to this vaping for a very, very long time. Like, I'm a runner, I'm vegan, I eat healthy, I'm active. But I've noticed over the last few months that my energy levels are going down and down and down. I'm starting to feel quite tight on my chest. Yeah, it's starting to take its toll. Now I have got to the point, and I just, get up and it's vaping, and it's now or never. And I'm doing this video not only to sort of say, look, smoker since a very young age. I quit. I started these e-cigarettes. There was the big hype about it. And actually, it isn't any healthier. It really isn't. The side effects that you get is quite intense. I know that cigarettes have got hundreds and thousands of chemicals in them, but actually, what are we vaping? There's little studies, but I can only go from my personal opinion, and telling you how it's made me feel is actually, it's not making me feel very well at all. I feel unwell. Of headaches is a major factor. Dry mouth, stomach cramps, and actually I've gone, come on, Lisa, wake up! You're not stupid. Look at the facts. When you don't vape, because I've started to vape less because I don't really like it, and actually when I start vaping, I feel good. The minute I put the vape in, take a few, I start to feel a bit, and I start to feel, just feel like crap, basically. So today's the day. I'm going to say, enough. I don't really need it. I don't like it. It's not doing me any favours. In fact, quite the opposite. So what I did do is in an earlier video, and I did watch it back and thought, oh, no, I can't put that, even though it had me in stitches. What I did is I took the old trustful hammer, and I took both vapes, because I've got two, because when one ran out, I would have a panic, because then I'd have to wait till it charged. So I bought two. So I was constant. But tell you what I did, had enough. And I thought, it's got to stop. So I actually sat in my conservatory and I smashed these two little buggers up. I'll tell you what, I felt really good afterwards, because they're not usable. There is another reason I did this. It's because when I've tried to quit before, I've put them in the cupboard. No, I've had enough. That's it. Slammed the door. I really got very pissed off with it. A couple of days later, when I think, everything's calm and life is good, I've gone back to it. I've even gone as far as putting it in the recycle bin. I've tipped everything. I'll just chuck the juice bottles, buying big juice bottles like this. I still actually have 2 full ones and a half left. I've gone and put them in the recycle bin. Next day, gone back out and retrieved them from the recycle bin. It's that simple. Look, if you're gonna do it, for me, I know I had to do this. So I had a bit of a whale of a time smashing these up. And as you can see, they really aren't going to work anymore. So that's it. It's the day. Today is the day that, we live in a really pressured living anyway. And if we can't cope, and we have to do stuff like this, which is not good. It's not good for me. I don't know about you guys, but really vaping has taken its toll on me. And like I said, I'm active, I go to the gym, I go to the running. That has my motivation for that has gone. And actually, the anxiety attacks that I get sometimes actually, you know, that has had an impact on my active lifestyle, and I miss it. I miss that whole running, the gym, the whole, you know, because even though I still eat healthy, I do still get lots of exercise, but not as much as I'd like to. When I reach for that vape, I feel a fake. I feel like, actually, you know, 90% of my life, you're doing really well and it's great. But that 10%, actually, you might as well wash the 90, because might as well just say, you know, it's not worth it. My hard work is being crushed by this, and it's impacting on my health and my mental health, because, oh God, it's just grueling. It's grueling. So look, that's today. There's a tiny bit of nicotine in there, 3 days, that'll be gone. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep busy. If I feel, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out for a run. I'm going to do exercise. I'll get busy. I've got stuff I need to do. We're moving house so I can pack. You know, it's a good time. And what I'll do is I'll come back in a week's time, and then another week's or a month's time, and let you know if I've succeeded. But also, you know what? I won't fail, because I've done that, been there, it's boring. I've gone back to it. So yeah, new journey, vape free. I want to share, you know, if this can sort of, I'm sure other people, women, men, whatever, out there are fed up with it and are actually ignoring those symptoms that we get in, and blaming it on other things. You know, I thought it was, because, you know, I was eating too much, I don't know, chips or something. Oh, this is making me feel groggy. No, it isn't. No, it's not. It's not because you're drinking or eating or not doing enough, or you're hanging out in the wrong places, or it's car fumes or whatever. It's not. It's not. It's the vaping. So anyway, I wish me good luck, and I will get back to you. Good luck to me.